The Yankees win the final game of a three-game set against the Boston Red Sox by a score of 9-1, and they win the series 2-1. They're now 7 games behind in the American League East, 3.5 back in the wild card, and there was a lot of stuff that went down in this game, so let me give you my thoughts on what happened. First thing I noticed, more outfielders going down. Seems like we're just losing outfielders at an alarming rate at this point. Judge went down after the All-Star break. Then we had Tim LeCastro tear his ACL. Now today, Trey Amburgey trying to beat out a double play. And it looks like a hamstring cramp, or he pulled a hamstring, or something like that. So let's hope that's not anything big or long-term. And then, I think it was the very next inning, Lamar had a close call, tried to make a leaping grab, rammed into the wall, and came down hard. Looked like he injured something, but he was able to stay in the game. And he hit a home run later. Looked like he was running well, stole a base. So, it looks like Lamar is okay, but another outfielder went down. I also noticed the Yankees had more aggressive base running today. One thing I noticed was in the third inning, with a 3-2 count and 1 out, Greg Allen decided to go to second, and DJ LeMahieu hit a ground ball that would have been right at second baseman Kike Hernandez, but since he was going to cover second to try to get Allen stealing if they struck out LeMahieu, the ball squeaked through for a base hit. So he manufactured a hit there. And then Odor went first to third, and that play there caused Renfroe to throw the ball past Devers and allowed Lamar, who had just hit a single, to move into second. So more aggressive base running. There were also 2 stolen bases in the 7th inning, so more speed, a little more contact tonight. Gleyber Torres looked a little better. He was 1 for 2. He homered in his second straight game, had a couple of walks, and one of them was in a big spot with the bases loaded. He worked a walk to drive in a run. And I think that at-bat was a very important at-bat for Gleyber Torres mentally, just because Yankees haven't really produced in those spots with runners in scoring position all year. And for him to just be able to drive in a run, even though it was a walk and not a hit, it's still a little bit of a weight off of Gleyber's shoulders. So maybe he can look at this game. He played well. Yesterday he had a huge home run. And maybe this can start to get him going, get him a little better mentally, and then the physical adjustments will follow. Another good start from Jameson Taillon. 5 1/3 innings. He left runners on second and third in the 6th, but Chad Green escaped that jam. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and didn't allow an earned run. Didn't allow a run. And then Chad Green also looked really good. Had 3 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. So, good pitching from Taillon and Chad Green. Britton didn't really have great control coming off the IL. And then Chapman had a clean inning in the 9th after Litke got the final out of the 8th inning. The bottom of the Yankees order hit a lot better today than they have previously. They played a key role in today's game. And what this kind of reminds me of, this whole bunch of guys get injured and then they start playing well, it reminds me of the 2019 Next Man Up Yankees. And I think the players that are coming up, they might not have as good a pedigree, or they might not be as good as guys like Judge or Luke Voit or Miguel Andujar that are going down with injuries, but they play a different game. They have speed. They hit for contact. And they also, younger guys, also they're bringing energy to the game. Because you look previously when the Yankees have been healthy, it's kind of looked like lackluster play all year. And today you saw they were aggressive today. They were looking to make things happen. And I think of the 2019 Next Man Up Yankees, how everyone was saying this isn't who they are. They're going to fall off eventually, and they didn't. They ended up winning their division because the younger players performed, they brought an energy, and it worked. They played really well that year. So I think either we're going to see them fall off a cliff and not play really well, and maybe this was just a fluke, or we could start to see maybe more 2019 Next Man Up Yankees. Because you look when the inconsistency started last year. I mean, last year there were injuries. DJ was injured for a bit. Judge was injured for a bit. Stanton was injured for a bit. But for the most part, there weren't nearly as many injuries as there were in the previous couple of years. So last year and this year, they haven't been bitten by the injury bug as much, and a lot of their guys have underperformed. So I think the younger guys give a new look. They add more lineup balance. They're also not, they don't seem to be swinging for the fences every time, because a lot of them aren't home run hitters. And you look, Ryan Lamar earlier in the game with Odor on first, just hits a little squib shot through the right side. Wasn't hit particularly hard, but it made something happen. Yesterday's game, Greg Allen hit a double. Not a home run, but they scored a run off of it, tied the game with a DJ single. So 3 home runs tonight, Lamar, Odor, Glaber, but also a lot more aggressiveness, a lot more small ball. So I think this team could overperform like they did in 2019, just because of those other factors, if that makes any sense. Yankees had a really good 7th inning. They had Gardner singled, Odor with a 2-run homer, then some walks, some other stuff, and they ended up scoring a few runs in that 7th inning. It was a 2-run homer and then a couple of bases-loaded walks. So 7th inning was a good inning. Then the bottom of the 8th, Lamar hit a home run to make it 9-1. And then Chapman came in the 9th and had a clean inning, which is a good sign for Chapman. He had one at bat against Bobby Dahlbeck, where he got ahead with the fastball, just challenged him through 100, 101, then put him away with the splitter. Which that splitter for Chapman is such a nasty, nasty pitch when he throws it. So I think for Chapman, you gotta, especially with a big lead, you've got to just go right after guys like that. He did almost give up a home run, almost gave up a couple yesterday, but clean inning, it's progress. He didn't give up 7 runs in the 9th, which is better than we're used to. So, Yankees win 9-1, off day tomorrow, and then they play the Philadelphia Phillies for 2 games in the stadium before heading out to Boston for 4, and then they play Tampa Bay for 3. So a really important stretch of games coming up, a really important set of 3 games just finished up. So Yankees have now won 3 series in a row, took 2 out of 3 from Seattle, 2 out of 3 from Houston, should have been a sweep, except the bullpen blew it, and then 2 out of 3 from Boston. So good signs. Maybe they're on a bit of an upswing. Hopefully they don't take 2-3 steps back this time like they do every other time. But good game. Off day tomorrow. Go out and win Tuesday.